friends, thank you for being here. If you're new here, I'm Shelby, the Strong Willow, and today I have some super fun and easy home decor projects. I am really excited to jump in, but really quick, if you're not already, don't forget to hit subscribe to watch more of my videos, and for more of my everyday life, you can follow me on Instagram at the Strong Willow. Without further ado, let's transform a vase and make some more fun projects. This is a vase I thrifted a few years ago, and I love the silhouette. I actually originally loved the color too, but I'm just getting a little bit tired of it. I'm ready to make it a little bit more neutral, so I'm using my new favorite, which is baking powder mixed into acrylic paint. I've heard of a lot of different ratios. Some say as little as a teaspoon of baking powder to 1 cup of paint, all the way up to doing a 1-to-1 ratio. For my first coat, I used some paint that I had mixed with baking powder a while ago, and I realized that it is much better fresh. So I would definitely mix it up fresh. You're gonna get that light and fluffy texture if you make it fresh. And for my second coat, I actually added a lot more baking powder. After I did 2 coats of the white, I decided it was a little bit too stark, so I decided to mix up some tan for my last coat. As you're applying this, just make sure to really build up the texture. Use lots of different brush strokes, lots of different directions. Don't be afraid to put it on thick, because that's going to give you the kind of like ceramic, clay, almost stone look when you're later finished with the piece. So while that last coat of paint is drying, let's make some Casa Beads. These are super easy. You just need some twine or some string and a bunch of wood beads. Sometimes it's hard to get the beads onto twine, so I would recommend putting some Scotch tape on the end and then cutting it into kind of a point. It's gonna make your life a lot easier, and then just get stringing your beads. This is like the loveliest, most therapeutic time. And then to finish it off, we're gonna put a tassel on each end. If you already know how to make a tassel, you can skip ahead to the time on the screen. Otherwise, what we're gonna do is wrap it around your hand a whole bunch of times in a circle until you get it as thick as you want. Tie 1 little strand through the end. We're gonna cut through all the strings. Then you're gonna grab 1 more short length of twine. You're gonna tie it around to give it kind of that extra little detail, and you'll tie it onto the end, and you'll also repeat this on the other side. You can glue the knots if you want to and trim up all the extra bits. My daughter Eliza wanted to get on the fun too, so I gave her some beads, and she's gonna help with this next part too, which is coffee. You can use dirt to apply a bit more of an age texture to your vase, but we had a foot of snow outside and I like the smell of coffee, so we just took some wet coffee grounds, rubbed them all over the vase, kind of rubbing it into the texture. You want to make sure your paint is really dry before you do this so you don't accidentally exfoliate off some of your paint, but once you get it how you like it, just brush off the rest of the coffee and you're done. So guys, are you ready to see how the vase turned out? I'm so excited. This is what it looked like before. And here is how it looks now. Share a few quick tips for you guys on how to get high-end looking home decor from pieces you've thrifted, or maybe even pieces you already own. And the thing that's going to make the biggest difference is choosing a cohesive color palette. So here's a quick example of some pieces that I own that I absolutely love and I use all the time, but when I put them together without any real thought, it feels a little bit jumbled. There's a bunch of different colors and feels. In this next example, I chose a color palette of neutrals, mostly thinking of whites, tans, and earthy materials like wood. And you can see that when you put them together, it feels like a story. It feels like something that you could see in a magazine or in a store window when you walk by, even though all of these pieces are thrifted or DIY'd. It doesn't have to be neutral. You could choose a piece of art that you love and pull out some colors from that. When you put it all together, it's going to feel a lot more cohesive. And if you need to, maybe try painting a vase or something you already own to make it fit into that color story. You guys are awesome. Bye!